I had found out after me and my boyfriend had broken up, so he wasn't my boyfriend anymore, he was just my baby daddy.
But I would rather stay home and cook and clean. I would rather do it. When I tell you I love to cook and clean, just don't tell the feminists. What was the point? Like, there is nothing satisfying about work.
Well, that's when I stumbled across the Passport Bros movement. They're basically traveling incels. Countries don't want them, so they go to countries with high rates of human trafficking and prostitution because those women don't have a choice.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
So I've heard a lot of stories about women going to the Caribbean, having fun, right? With these local men and then end up catch some sort of STD. Men I feel sorry for no. Like, you guys are coming to tell your story. You guys don't know these men, right? And you guys take up on yourself and go them, not knowing their background, nothing at all. And now come telling the story now to make we feel sorry for no. Maybe I'm being harsh, but you take it up on yourself so you go have fun, right? On vacation. Sex off the man them, don't know them background, or trying to catch a STD, herpes, whatever it is, right? When I come telling the story, you should have been more responsible.
Yeah, well, they clearly don't care. And then you know who they turn around and point the finger at? Point the finger at them. I'm not doing wrong. I'm a woman. I can do what I want. Point the finger at those guys right there. Those guys taking advantage of poor, disadvantaged women.
That's usually my line.
Man, I remember when I first came out over to the Philippines and I seen it was more developed. It had more delivery apps and more different things than New York even had. My mind changed. I'll let y'all pick that up later.
You're something out of a rom-com movie. Your eyes, they light up when you smile. It's just so beautiful that you exist. I feel the heat when you speak of your passion, your love for life, and just overall, I think you're a 10 out of 10.
That sounded all good. That sounds all sweet. It sounded beautiful and nice. So I listened to that, right? Then I said, oh, what is this? Let me go onto a page. So I go onto a page, and then I'm not even going to show them nothing negative. I find nothing but this.
I miss you so much. Please come. Come give me a hug.
Huh? So I seen this, and I seen video after video after video, and I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right, right? She's playing off this feminine and delicate attitude, and she could be far from it, right? It sounds beautiful. Every man loves hearing that, but that's game, right? It's game, and you know what's wild? Certain minded women use that game. They play off that feminine and delicate attitude and then run you to the mud. And then one of our guys are leaving, right? But that's what's happening. I'm not saying guys can't get a woman sweet. A lot of times guys can get maybe a few back in the West, but still you get a lot of women pretending to be sweet. And that's what guys are so scared of. Guys are like, wait a minute. I don't want a woman acting sweet, right? And really, she acted sweet and she turned around and talking to somebody else. Knock her. Everything is knock her. Nobody wants that.
He ends up putting his hands on me. I'm 7 months pregnant at this time, like struggling, trying to get up off the bed. His dad comes in. He's trying to pull him off of me, and they start getting into it. And my baby daddy's black, and his father's also black. Baby daddy, he had to have been off something because he was just different that day. He had pulled out what he had on him, and his dad pulled out what he had on him. And they were sitting there waving them at each other. My baby daddy gonna sit there and try to walk up on him, pushed off, and my baby daddy shoots his dad. His dad falls on the ground, and his gun just hit the ground right enough to shoot my baby daddy right in his shoulder up here. So my name's Alexis. This all happened in Dallas, Texas. So boom, I was a minor when this story happened. So I was 16. I had found out I was pregnant. I had found out.
You hear the ghettoification in this woman? It almost comes across like she's lying, but she probably telling the truth.
I had found out after me and my boyfriend had broken up, so, he wasn't my boyfriend anymore, he was just my baby daddy. We had gone into a few arguments. I found out he had got with my best friend, trying to get my stuff and move down to Nashville where I stay now. The day I go over there, we're chilling. I'm sitting there trying to have a conversation with Cordial, figure out what we're gonna do because I'm young as hell, trying to figure out all this shit. And he's just talking. And his dad stays with him at the crib, and his dad was like a fat ass father figure for me. So we were really close. We start arguing a little bit. We start getting loud. Mind you, he's never put his hands on me. I've never been that type of person that gonna be with nobody that puts their hands on me. So boom, he started getting a little rowdy, and he starts getting in my face. I'm 7 months pregnant at this time. I'm big pregnant. He ends up putting his hands on me. So, I'm sitting there, I'm struggling, trying to get up off the bed. I'm pregnant. His dad comes in and is sitting here telling him, get off of me. He's trying to pull him off of me. And I'm sitting there, I finally get able to catch a breath, and they start getting into it. They doing worse than I've ever seen anybody argue before. And my baby daddy's black, and his father's also black. Boom, they were getting into it. I'm talking about they was calling each other all type of N-words and just going at it, screaming. Boom, they going at it. My baby daddy gonna sit there and try to walk up on him, and he gets pushed off, and my baby daddy shoots his dad. There's an article in Texas, Dallas, Texas. There's an article of it. He shoots his dad. His dad falls on the ground, and his gun just hit the ground right enough to shoot my baby daddy right in his shoulder up here. Crazy. And it only went off one time, but he got shot in his shoulder, and they both sitting there on the ground, and I'm calling the police, and I'm calling. His dad is on the ground dead. He's sitting there bleeding out, trying to ask me to help him, and I'm on the phone with the police. The police get there, and they automatically think that I done sat here, and I sat there and I killed them. They sat there and thought that I had this whole plan because I wasn't bleeding. There wasn't any marks, but the marks that were on my neck. They didn't check me out for the ambulance, nothing. They had everybody come. They didn't check me not one time. They automatically put me in holding and sat me there, and they didn't read me my Miranda right. They didn't do none of that shit. So while I was serving time waiting for fingerprint on the gun, I was supposed to be in a holding cell because I was pregnant. I wasn't supposed to be in the juvenile with everybody else. And I had ended up getting into an altercation with females who wanted to mess with me, but I didn't swing that way. And in my stomach, and I have a scar on my stomach. I had the whole police report. I sat there and I sued the county. I sued the police. I sued the ambulance that was there. I sued the girls in the juvenile for my case for 6 months before I got anything back. And I got all my money back. I was able to pay for all my kids. Before I was able to pay rent of the people I was paying rent for. I was straight. I got my car. I got everything. And the report is everywhere in Dallas, Texas, on everything. I could text y'all the information. I could say the name on here. His name was Amani Alfred Jameson. His girlfriend, I think her last name was Jackson and her name was Miranda. But they have reports even before them just getting locked up, and then the big report is on him and his dad dying. And this happened when I was 16 and now I'm 18.
Wait, so your baby father too?
Mm-hmm. Baby father and the dad, he bled out and he was off. I don't really know what was true, but what he say, she say of his friends, that day he had took a perk or whatever the situation was. It's all he say, she say. So it was never on his death certificate that they found anything in his system. But I only did 4 months, and I had the reports and everything, but I sat there and I didn't leave, and I didn't get into Tennessee till after my court case was finished.
So after that, no doubt, traumatizing experience, have you been able to heal from that? Have you been able to go to therapy? What measures of healing?
Yeah, for sure the baby, the first thing, I was waiting for therapy because I was mostly focused on the baby because I was 7 months pregnant to pop basically. So I waited to pop. I had a really good delivery and all that stuff. And I went back to school and I had counselors.
Guys, this here is a long story, but it's on Queens of Toxic on TikTok, and man, it's wild. I'm sure it's true, but I would definitely avoid her like the plague, man. Seriously, the way she talking, couldn't deal with her. But anyway, let me go on to the next one.
I'm not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. I would rather do it. When I tell you I love to cook and clean, just don't tell the feminists. I love to do it, and I love to do it for a man. I do. However, not outside of marriage. Absolutely not. That sounds like hell. But just to see the look on a man's face when you cook him a meal that is so good, you could just tell he's proud. There's just something, I don't know, there's something within me as a woman. Maybe it's almost turning 25 that got me thinking, this cooking and cleaning thing isn't bad. I just don't understand why women wanted to work. what was the point? Like, there is nothing satisfying about working. A man that takes care of you, a man that provides for you, you don't have to worry about anything, no bills. I will cook and clean all day. Like, what is the complaint? I'm making some fire food tonight. I'm going to serve it, and I'm just enjoying it. Yes, I'm crying over some onions, but is this what we fought for as women? I don't know. I'd rather cry over some onions than cry about a job. That's for sure.
I mean, this is what guys want, and some guys are able to get it in the West. I'll tell you who, right? I showed the other day the woman waving a ring right after they graduate college. You got white guys getting it. You got guys from other cultures getting it. But still, at the end of the day, it doesn't impress me. Why? Because of the divorce rates. The divorce rates is still through the roof. I love what she's saying, right? Who knows? Maybe she believes in till death do us part, but most women don't. They feel like that, and then 10 years later, she is 35. Oh, I want to hit the streets. I want to be with random guys. And it's sad. I don't want to sit here and say this, but this is what's happening. If this wasn't happening, I wouldn't be saying it.
Time for another episode of The Last Trip, and this time we're going to Colombia. Last month, the media started reporting men were getting murdered after meeting women on dating apps there. Sounded interesting, so I looked into it. While I'd never turned down a meet cute on a vacay, I'm certainly not going to waste my time swiping at the beach. So what are these men doing? Well, that's when I stumbled across the Passport Bros movement.
Here we go again.
Passport Bros are a group of men that believe equal rights have corrupted Western women. Anyway, they're basically traveling incels.
You did research.
How could a man be a traveling incel? Huh? Traveling incels? Yo, they say anything. Passport Bros aren't incels. Passport Bros are men that are done with society. Not in the way of an incel, right? Incel is nothing like a passport bro. Passport bros are guys that are dealing fine in Western society. Yes, you do have some guys that they're nice guys. They probably can't get a date with a woman. But does that make them incels? I don't think so. Nobody's sitting around thinking we're hating women, right? There's a lot of guys that are leaving that are dealing with women. You can't put all of the guys in that one category. Stop doing it.
The women in their countries don't want them, so they go to countries with high rates of human trafficking and prostitution because those women don't have a choice.
You are made of stupid.
So criminals got wind of this and also hopped on the dating apps. They use a super scary drug called devil's breath to rob the men, but unfortunately if they give you too much, you die. So is there a correlation between the Passport Bros movement and these murders? Find out on The Last Trip.
TikTok. TikTok indeed.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. Like, and she's one. Let me tell you what happened to her, right? She's upset. She got divorced from her husband, probably, cleaned him off everything, thought the grass was greener, and then said, wait a minute, I'm just as sad and lonely as I've ever been. She's one of those girls, I wish I would have never left my husband because I did. I got all the money, but I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling lonely. No care in the world. Heartless. And guys are leaving women like her, right? She's thinking, okay, I left my husband for all these years. Let me go get Roger. He was a nice guy. Roger went to Colombia? Yes.
Emotional damage.
Roger left for Colombia. So now you're upset, right? And you know what's funny? Roger's probably not one of the guys that went alive out there. Roger's probably one of those guys that are having a great old time. And Roger may not be in Colombia. I'm just using Roger. I'm going with the Roger team. He may not be in Colombia. He may be in the Philippines. He may be in almost every other country where there's billions of women. That's what women don't realize. I didn't just tell her that. These women don't realize when Passport Bros leave, instead of millions, their options are billions. Why would guys want to deal with the millions when we could deal with billions of cooperative women?
Word.
Think about it. Think about it. Guys are leaving. There's what? 8 billion people in the world? So you mean to tell me there's not a billion women that would deal with us? Ooh. Are we blind? So if a guy didn't have options in the West even, right? And he gave up those little small pickings, and now a billion women want him, then what? Think about it. Think about it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. And I don't know what these women thinking, but I know why guys are leaving. They definitely want to. Why would a guy not want to experience $1 billion, right? It just makes total sense. But yeah, y'all, I already know where you guys want to leave because you realize it's more to life than dealing with that nonsense back home. See you next video.
This is the way.
Passport bros, cash for no. It's more to life.